Dear President, dear Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to apologize for my voice, but I hope you can understand me in spite of my cold. I am proud to have been at the origin of regional cooperation between Brazil and the European Union, together with Minister Guedes, and I'm pleased to see that it is having concrete results. The 5 high-level conferences which have been held have allowed us to learn about best practices in each other's territory. Today, the international community is faced with 2 unprecedented challenges which affect us all without distinction. These are, of course, climate change and the financial and economic crisis. These global problems require both a global answer and a place-based action. Taking the measures required to reduce the effect of climate change on our planet and on our way of life requires political courage, financial resources and legal obligation. That is why the European Union has subscribed to a binding agreement to reduce carbon emissions by 20% by 2020 and why it is prepared under reciprocal agreements to increase that to 30%. I note with interest the Brazilian government's proposal to voluntarily reduce emissions by 38–40% by 2020. This is a good contribution to the forthcoming UN Climate Change Conference in Copenhagen. You have gathered to discuss urban policies and in particular urban mobility in large cities. This is also a very important challenge here in the European Union. 80% of our citizens live in urban areas. More than 80% of Brazil's 186 million population lives in ever-sprawling cities such as Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, Belo Horizonte and Porto Alegre, where congestion and pollution are major issues. In Europe, cities such as London, Paris, Madrid, Rome and Milan suffer from similar problems, even if there are differences of scale. Measures to increase the comfort and attractiveness of our cities and increase the quality of life of our citizens are compatible with our drive to fight global warming. Innovative ideas to improve accessibility, reduce dependence on fossil fuels, build cheap, well-insulated housing, and supply efficient urban transport networks will, when combined with fiscal incentives, speedily reduce CO2 emissions and enable both Brazil and Europe to achieve their declared objectives. Yesterday, the European Parliament and the Council reached a political agreement on a European Commission proposal that all buildings built after December 2020 must have high energy saving standards and be powered to a large extent by renewable energy. This is exciting news. It will motivate building companies and architects to develop cheaper building techniques, stimulate entrepreneurs and research institutes to work together to enhance the efficiency of photovoltaic equipment and all levels of governance, from national through regional to municipal, to integrate innovative ideas into their urban planning. I would imagine, even at this early stage, that Brazil can, through its own local, state and federal structures, put into operation a similar job-creating program which militates in favor of carbon-reduced economy for its towns and cities. Brazil is also setting the example for towns and cities. The Curitiba bus rapid transport from 1970s and now the Brazilian urban rail program, with its improved metropolitan transportation coordination, land use and air quality control, is an outstanding model for other regions. Argentina and Mexico are already following suit with the help of the World Bank and other investors, and the South American experience is of great interest to fast-developing Asian cities. To conclude, then, it is clear that we can and must all learn from our different experiences, adapting them to meet our specific local needs and conditions. That is the great value of meetings such as this one. I am sure your event will meet with success it deserves and that cooperation between Brazil and the European Union on regional policy will continue to grow. I will, as in the past, closely follow the development of EU-Brazil relations personally and through the work of the Parliamentary Committee on Regional Development I have the honor to chair. Thank you.